to enjoy all of that kind of shadowy stuff, and still, we just kept thinking about what would it really be like if this guy was in this country, and where else could he go in this country, and what sorts of themes and backdrops could we explore. And I think that if you look to the history of the films that Shane's written and he's directed, there's a real desire for me, just as someone who loves movies, to go harkening back to some of those themes in mainstream films, and they will occur in Iron Man 3.
Right, although Tony won't fall off the wagon. We're just saying, no, although actually...
You haven't seen my rewrites?
Way in the back on the left side.
He picks him up at Betty Ford, scene 2.
That's it, baby. Great.
Thank you all for coming today. Avengers rules, Dark Knight rules. For Shane Black, can you talk about it all, filming part of the movie in China, and how China will come out in parts of the story at all? And also, please make my Marvel.
Thank you. Except the last one. I assume that when the plates crew goes over to China to film the plates while I'm by my swimming pool, that it will go exceedingly well. There's been this. It's weird because we're not really going to China. Can I say that?
You just did.
We're not going to China. We made a deal.
Well, this is why I love Shane. He says it and then turns to give it an ass if he can say it.
If you remember in Iron Man 2, there's a great sequence in Monaco, a racetrack, and Whiplash comes out and cuts his car in half. Many crew members went to Monaco. The first unit did it, Robert did it. It's a similar sort of Hollywood movie magic that will be occurring in this case.
Yeah, we're setting aspects of the film in China, but we won't be filming there. But don't tell anybody, because
First unit won't be filming. Yeah.
That stays in this movie.
In the second row.
We take it for granted, or on your else left. We're taking it for granted now, but the Avengers was an incredibly ambitious project. Talk about the process of ensuring the lore of the previous films and also this film doesn't step on the toes of any larger Marvel projects.
You mean in the storyline of Iron Man 3? Yes. No, I mean Iron Man 3 is the beginning of the next phase, so it will set the tone in a lot of ways. So it doesn't have, certainly Tony's journey and things could spin forward, but it's as self-contained a story as we have done since Iron Man 1.
Ken,
Right way in the back.
I'm sorry, but when does the kid with the Sharpie goatee get to ask a question?
Iron Man Jr. We'll get it.
Thank you.
I'll go first. Thanks guys for being here. Erin's on the Dating Advice Girl. Just wondering how important romance is to the story of Iron Man 2 and 3, and will there be more romance in Iron Man 3?
I think essentially that's his lover calling. The remarkable thing that Jon Favreau managed to do when he forged these kinds of movies is he established a precedent of espionage, high-tech kind of Top Gun style thrills coupled with romantic comedy in a strange way. And it's always sort of been the mainstay of these movies. So that's part of my favorite thing about it too. The romance is definitely a part of this, and obviously we've got Gwyneth coming back, and time has passed, and in the Avengers, Gwyneth and Tony are together and doing great and living together, and so.
Yeah, and Kevin said there's never been a movie like this where your lead guy is in a relationship, a girl is going home to, who's kind of like Gwyneth Paltrow, telling him what to do. However, Rhodes is single. What are you going to do about that?
Is this a dating service?
In the front here, right here.
With everything coming out now, Avengers, and now just coming out with the Thor movie, or the Captain America, and of course Iron Man 3. How do you guys keep it going, keep it fresh for the audience without having them feel like, oh my gosh, I'm overloaded by all these Marvel films coming out?
Well, I've been at Marvel for 12 years now, and we've had that concern going back to when X-Men came out, and 2 years later Spider-Man came out, and in 1 year there were 3, and the trick, the formula, if there is one, is just try to make great movies. Try to make them all great, all different, all fresh. I think what you'll see in Iron Man 3 that Shane is bringing to this is some very unique plot points and very unique directions that we're taking the character and the franchise. Same thing with Thor, same thing with Cap. As long as they're all feel fresh and you don't start falling into some sort of formulaic mold, I think I hope.
And let me just say, based on that too, that what Kevin is basically telling you is that we're allowed to take some risks, and I think that's very notable. I think it's very admirable in a superhero movie to be able to take a few risks. That's why I wanted to do this.
Way over that.
My question's for Kevin Arner with Marvelicious Toys. Love Shane Black and work with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but being such a smaller film and Iron Man and the Avengers universe in general being so expansive, what made you know he was the right choice to step in and pick up this project?
Well, he's a great storyteller. He's a great storyteller. He had a great relationship with Robert, and his movie was one of the things that John and I kept going back to when we were casting Tony Stark many years ago. So it made a lot of sense to us, and we knew Joss hadn't done a movie as big as Avengers before we hired him to do Avengers. As Shane was already saying, we're confident in the infrastructure that we can provide filmmakers, whether they've dealt with something on this scale or not.
I'll just say that I work for DVD copies.
And I'm afraid this has to be our last question. The young man with the
Fine.
No pressure. It's going to be a great...
Well, my question's for Robert.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be a hero in all the movies?
This better be a great answer.
Well, I think I speak for any of us who get to, live in this world, and there was just one of these photo things, a bunch of kids, I think you participated, showed up as Iron Man. There's a couple war machines there, and there's something about it that you just go, wow, what a great opportunity. So it is I don't know, it's an odd thing, I take it as seriously as Shakespeare.
Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to pick up your recording devices.